Greetings and welcome to the channel. You are tuned in to the North Node Oracle, and in this pick a card reading, we'll be tapping into what do people secretly admire about you. Okay, again, what do people secretly admire about you? These are things that people put respect on your name about, but they don't necessarily tell you. It's things that people appreciate about you that they don't necessarily have a chance to say or want to say for one reason or another. So, this is what people admire about you. We have three choices. Our first choice would be here, our second would be here, and our third would be here. Keep in mind, whichever you choose, I will be using the actual deck that coincides with the image. So again, take a little bit of time to choose which image you resonate with. You can also pause the video. Let's get right into it. If you have chosen pile one, this is your group. So let's just jump right in. Looking at your sun card, what people secretly admire about you is that it looks like you have achieved some type of balance, okay? It looks like you have achieved some type of balance in a specific situation or a specific relationship or just in general. That is what people secretly admire about you. Another thing that people secretly admire about you is that you can appear as if you have your feet in both worlds, okay? Both worlds meaning that you could be a very spiritual person, but you also are, in your masculine energy by being out in the world and doing what it is that you need to do. It shows that you got balanced. This feminine character in this card is holding up, it looks like she's doing a mudra here. So I don't know if you started doing yoga or you started doing meditation of some type, but that's what people secretly admire about you. It's almost as if as you went on a journey of self-discovery and you came out as the King of Wands. And again, keep this in mind. People may or may not have said this to you or not, but what people secretly admire about you is that you have become more balanced and you have become unafraid to go after your goals and do the things that you want to do or the things that, feel like they were necessary. And you've come into this King of Wands, energy, meaning that you are more of an action-oriented person or that you bring the action out when you need to, okay? And this is all after a time of anxiety and worry about your path. It could have been anxiety and worry about your life path or what you were supposed to do or where you were supposed to go. But what people will secretly admire about you is that you decided, that after being in both worlds and taking your journey, is that you weren't going to have anxiety anymore about moving forward, because where you come from, this grounded and balanced energy, you feel that you can make it. Okay. Another thing that people secretly admire about you is, like I said before, is that you may have shown some signs of feeling overwhelmed or having anxiety. You may have even been going through a couple of things that kind of made you feel a little cut off from everybody, ending of cycles, relationships, which could be here, the Ten of Swords, and then you popped up, okay? Popped up, and now you are the Queen of Swords. You're the Queen of Swords now. You know, and just a note, just because it's a queen, it doesn't mean that someone who is, you know, more in their masculine energy cannot be in the Queen of Swords. With this energy, it's like you've done all of this work. You've become more balanced. You went on your journey, right? You came out as the King of Wands, ready for action and ready to create. It did occur to you that you know, have some anxiety or had anxiety about certain life situations. You did decide, you know, that you are done with a lot of things. And then when you came back, you are the Queen of Swords, meaning that you don't really have time for things that are not on your journey. And that's what people admire about you. They admire that you pretty much take a lick and keep on ticking, even though you've had anxiety and cycles were over and you felt maybe betrayed or stabbed in the back by some situations in life. Maybe things just didn't go your way. You still popped up as the Queen of Swords. Let's see what else people secretly admire about pile number 1. What do people secretly admire about pile number 1? People admire that you are a hard worker. People admire that you are a strong person. People also admire that if you do have something going on, you still, you know, try to get what you need to get done. That's what people secretly admire about you. And maybe, you know, I'm not sure why it's a secret, but let's see, why is it a secret? It's a secret because people pretty much watch you. They like to keep their eye on you because for some reason I'm thinking that people see you as a leader or a leader in your community, but that's not really, you know, for them to say. It's for you to decide, right? Let's go ahead and see what else people secretly admire about you. What do people secretly admire about pile 1 and they don't say? People secretly admire that you are hungry. Hungry not meaning as in food. I mean, who knows? Maybe, right? But hungry for life. Hungry for, and I would say ambitious. This yellow here is giving me like solar plexus energy. So you're hungry for finding out more about yourself. It seems like when you were in this area of your life, you got a lot of self-knowledge, which allowed you to come out as the Queen of Swords. Okay, what else do people secretly admire about you? All right, so this could be a little triggering here because I have anxiety popping up twice in this reading. Okay, so people also admire that they may have witnessed, or you may have mentioned to someone that you have anxiety, right? But you are cutting through that. It's either you're cutting through it in one way or another. The other way could be, you know, when you went into this meditative state, right, of taking care of yourself and going on your journeys, you could have emerged cutting people out that gave you anxiety. Okay, what else do people secretly admire about pile 1? People secretly admire that you are about to shine. With all of this work that you have done on yourself, with the journey that you were on and probably still are on or will continue to be on, is that it's making you more shiny to people, making you noticed more by people. Even though you've had anxiety or you have anxiety, you know, the cards are telling me not to let that stop you from living out your dreams, because that could be a part of your story. Part of your story could also be, you know, administering self-care, because when you know you're about to enter situations that are triggering or that turn up your anxiety, you bring out this Queen of Swords energy, because who better knows how to take care of you? Okay, and that's another thing that people admire about you, is that you're doing what's best for you, and because of that, you are about to shine. What else do people secretly admire about pile one? People secretly admire that you have, how can I say this, broken through the matrix. Breaking through the matrix is, for me, it is understanding the illusions of the mind, and understanding that we can change a lot of things just by the way that we think, the way that we think about them, and our projection onto others. So people admire that you are no longer under the illusion of what you used to perceive about yourself. So people admire that you've taken time for yourself, and that you've come through more balanced, and that you've been on your road to recovery or your self-healing journey, and that you've come out in some ways as the King of Wands, ready to pop into action. Still being a little cautious, you know, and understanding that you may have triggers that can trigger you back into the old way of thinking. People admire that you're hungry for knowledge about yourself, even though, you know, sometimes it may cause you anxiety. You have broken through the illusion, and your mind is much different now. So that's what people secretly admire about you. Let's get one more card to see what people secretly admire about you. People secretly admire that you may be a master manifester, okay? A master manifester meaning that people hear you talk about things, or people hear you say things, and then all of a sudden you're living in that reality, or things are coming to you. And that's what people admire about you. They secretly admire that you have a practice that keeps you balanced. People secretly admire that you seem to have a special connection with the universe. So pile one, this is amazing and great, and I'm so happy that you are walking through those 9 of Swords. You're hungry for self-knowledge. You got the 7 of Wands. You're action-oriented. You're falling back when you need to, and I'm definitely proud of you for that. So those are the things that people secretly admire about you. Pile one, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another reading. Welcome, group 2. I'd like to first start off by saying that this could possibly be one of my favorite piles in this reading. Let's go ahead and start to acknowledge all the yellow and blue and red, actually, in this spread and in this reading. You know, it looks like some of you could have powered up your solar plexus. You could be speaking up a little more. You can also be feeling a lot more grounded. And, you know, let's go with some orange too. And I'm seeing some sacral energy. You could be being a little more creative as well. But let's get into what people secretly admire about you. So starting off at the beginning here with this Sun card, people secretly admire your sunny disposition. I don't know if any of you have any Leo in your chart. You could have Leo rising in your birth chart, but people secretly admire your sunny disposition. Another thing that I'm seeing in the cards is you could have like big hair. I don't know. We have a lot of viewers here, but I'm tapping into like big hair, like mane like hair. People could secretly admire your hair. That was random. Another thing that I'm seeing that people secretly admire about you is that you have a lot of fire in your belly. You could be very creative. You could be very action oriented. Another thing that people secretly admire about you is that even though you have a sunny disposition and that you are someone who gets a lot of attention, they admire that you take time to think about your decisions before you get into the action of it. So even though you're very fiery, people admire that you take the time to look at things from many different perspectives before you take action. And a lot of people, you know, may secretly like admire you. What I mean by that is that you may have crushes piled too. This isn't the reading for that. Stay tuned for our crush reading, but a lot of people may secretly want to be in a relationship with you. A lot of people may secretly want to be in a relationship with you because you are patient, but bright at the same time. That is a very, very good balance. People secretly admire that you also have a type of, innocence. Before making a decision, you have a type of innocence before you go ahead, you jump off and make a decision to do something. And innocence and having different perspectives. People also admire that they see you as having a lot of different talents, okay? A lot of different talents and different aspects to yourself. You could be someone who is evenly tempered, meaning that you might have, a lot of earth, air, fire, and water tendencies, meaning that you could be emotional, intellectual, fiery, and grounded all at the same time, which makes people want to consider you for a romantic relationship. So let's see what else people secretly admire about group 2. We already got that people like your way to see things in a different perspective. People may like your hair. People like that you have patience before you take actions. A lot of people secretly might want to be in a relationship with you. People secretly admire that you are well balanced and that you may be able to manifest things because you have a lot of different talents. What else do people secretly admire about you? People secretly admire that you're good at strategy. So I feel like when you're in this hanged one position, when you are looking at things from a different perspective, the reason why you're doing this is because you're coming up with your strategy of like, how am I going to take this on? Before I take action. I'm going to get this because this card jumped out. People also admire you, and this is very specific. You may have some type of musical talent. You may like music a lot, or you may have some type of musical talent. You could also have songwriting abilities here. The reason I say that is because in this card, it looks like with the water here, you are taming the emotions, the waves of the water to your will. And you're holding this cup like, yeah, I am emotional, but I have it under control here. And maybe you may be able to control people's emotions in your songwriting. So this is very specific. Specific. Not Pacific. This is very specific for someone who is a little artsy here. So people admire that you are in control of your emotions. Let's see what else people can secretly admire about you. All right, pile number 2. What do people secretly admire about pile number 2? We get that they're good at strategy. They may have nice hair. They're very fiery, but they think about what they're going to do before they do it. They have romantic suitors, people who secretly admire them. That your romantic suitor could also be trying to figure out a strategy on how to get to you or try to manifest you. Let's see what else that people secretly admire. People secretly admire that while you are in the position of the hanged one and you're looking at different perspectives, you often practice reflection. That could be reflection of situation or reflection of self. Okay, you could be reflecting when you are in your artistic zone. What else do people admire? People admire that even though that you may get angry and you may be fiery, they admire that you take the time to try to think about your actions before performing them. What else do people secretly admire about pile 2? People admire that even though you have been through some painful situations, you seem to come out of those situations. And even if you, let's say the position that you're in isn't over, you find a way to channel those things into some type of creative situation. Okay, King of Cups here and the Magician. You turn it into something else. What else do people secretly admire about pile number 2? Get out of your head. Pile number 2. So this is a message here that sometimes when you are in your zone, your hanged one zone, you can let your mind get the best of you, but it's telling you to pretty much get out of your head, because the way that you think people see you, you may think that people see you in a negative way, but they don't. A lot of people admire you, and you have romantic suitors, actually. Okay, what else? What do people admire? Quantum jump. People admire that you've made a choice lately, as of late. While you were in reflection, you got out of your head and you decided to manifest something or go after something that you were thinking about doing. Okay, what else do people admire about you? People admire, like I said before, that even though you've gone through a lot of things, you have been made to realize that surrender and trust and let's say untightening your fists will bring in more to you than being in a tight fist position. So these are the things that people admire about you. And pile number 2, people admire them so much that they might want to be in a romantic relationship. Greetings, pile 3, and welcome. What do people admire about pile 3? What do people secretly admire about pile 3? People admire that even though you have gone through a lot and that you've had your heart broken, you still have an open heart. People admire that even though people tried to dim your light in the recent past and in the past, you still have an open heart and you shine bright. What else do we admire about pile 3? People admire that you have a connection to the universe. Another thing that they admire about you, pile 3, is that regardless of your connection with the universe and how bright you shine, you keep a lot of things to yourself. it's like you've obtained different areas of your healing, and you're just really not so quick to share a lot of those things or yourself with people right now, because you have maybe recently gone through a glow up. You have recently re-emerged from your self-healing, self-love journey. So now you may be kind of moving yourself out there like slowly, because we see the sun here in this position, but we look like we're under the moon here, okay? So after your glow up, after going through your self-love, self-healing journey, which you could be still going through as we speak in this video, you're a little reluctant to put yourself back out there and be amongst the same people that you were hanging out with before. Also, you have learned a lot of different things about yourself, and you're just kind of carrying them around so that you can get acquainted with them first before, let's say, getting back in the game with other people. And people admire that about you. They see that you're healing. They see that you've gone through things. They see that you're holding back with what you have to give. And people admire that about you. I mean, anyone who doesn't admire that you have amazing boundaries, then that could be something to look at. But people admire that they see you shining bright, okay? People also admire the fact that you don't have a problem with walking away from something that's not working, something that, you know, you thought would pan out and you had to pivot, which is here in this cup. People admire that you can't just offer you anything and you'll accept it. You still have to think about it if someone offers you something that you feel is not a vibrational match. Another thing that people secretly admire about you is that you have choices. You have so many choices with all the work that you've done on yourself. You have so many choices on which way you want to go next in your journey. Let's see what else people secretly admire about pile 3. Let's see here. What else do people secretly admire about you, pile 3? People admire that even though you've had disappointments, you still have an open heart, just like the first position. What else? People admire that you have had an illumination of self, an illumination of self-worth. Like maybe you were holding back before, and due to the things that have happened in your life, you're kind of a little more clear about who you really are and where you stand as a person. People admire that you are a bit more balanced now after going through a lot of the different things that you have gone through. What else do people admire about pile 3? We definitely got that glow up on the table. We definitely got the containment of the glow up on the table. It's almost like, you know, those celebrities who go out and they just want to be treated regularly. They don't want any attention, you know, their way, and they have this quiet confidence. That's what I'm getting to, that a lot of you have this quiet confidence. You don't have to be the loudest one in the room because you shine. You shine bright, so you don't need to be loud. What else do people secretly admire about pile 3? Here we go with that shining again. You are about to shine. So it looks like you might be about to be noticed for something. And people could have something to do with it. I'm feeling for this pile that you are very humble, but other people still see you as a light that's shining bright. What else for pile 3? Pile 3. So this is very similar to another one of the piles. that we have, because I'm shuffling here and we're still coming out with some of the same cards. People admire that you have a close relationship to the universe and that you can manifest. Your prayers are answered. What else do people admire about you? Pile 3. People admire that you have grown a lot. You have grown a lot, and people really look at you and think, wow, I wish I could be like that, or I wish that I could grow as fast as Pile 3 does. I wish I had a lot of choices like Pile 3 has. I wish I could like hold back and basically do my strategies in the dark and move in silence. Okay, that's what I'm getting. I wish I could move in silence so that a lot of people didn't know my plans. I admire that. It's like you go through your self-healing journey and you're holding back. You have your strategy. And when people see you, it's like they see all this immense growth. What else do people admire about Pile 3? Quantum jump. Yeah, it looks like you have changed, Pile 3. And it's like a lot of people see the change that has happened within and without. So basically for Pile 3, to sum this up, I'm feeling that a lot of people secretly admire that you are actually pretty amazing and pretty bright, and you've gone through a lot of stuff, but you're still amazing. You're even more amazing. So amazing that maybe you can't see it yourselves, Pile 3. So that is all I have for you today with this reading. Pile 3, take care of yourself and keep moving in silence and planning and staying on your self-healing journey. It'll definitely be worth it. Until next time. Greetings and welcome to your pile. This is a second message, okay, that I am recording for Pile 3. So Pile 3, it's so obvious that you have gone through a glow up of some sorts and people admire that. But what they really, really admire about you is that you've already been in a long stint of isolation. I don't know, if you cut people off or if you decided that you just needed to go and do some things for you. You're getting a lot of rest, or you have gotten a lot of rest. You're getting yourself back together, possibly after a broken heart. And upon emergence, it looks like people are seeing you as some type of wish fulfillment. And that's what people admire about you. They admire that you can take the time for yourself if you so need that. People also admire that you are a very stable person. And people also admire, not only are you stable, they see you coming into a lot of prosperity. Some people also admire that even though you've had that time to yourself, you had that glow up and you're coming out as somebody's wish fulfillment, people secretly admire that you're not afraid to go on different adventures and to see what else is out there for you. So I would like to say for this group, if you have gone through some type of heartache and some type of isolation, I am so sorry about that, and I'm proud that you are now coming to the conclusion that there are other things out there, like adventure, like new people, like maybe a new job, maybe just different things to learn. What else do people secretly admire about this pile that they don't say? What else do people secretly admire about this pile and don't say? People admire the pain that you've gone through, but you're still coming out as someone's wish fulfillment and you're coming out as being prosperous. People admire that you are still moving around and that you're still trying to do things despite of the past and what has happened. Space. People admire the fact that if you say that you need to be alone, you're okay with being alone if it helps to put you back together again. What else do people secretly admire about this pile? People secretly admire your abundance. And let's say you don't feel that you're abundant, in prosperity. You can be abundant in spirit. You could be abundant in strength. You could be abundant in a lot of things. What do people admire about you? People admire you going through a metamorphosis. People admire that you can go through transformations. People admire that you listen to your inner truth. You rest and you listen to your inner truth. What I'm getting from this pile, which could be an alternate pile 3, because I was led to do 2 pile 3s for some reason, is that people admire that you listen to your inner self. What else do people admire? People admire that you can shake it off, pack it under your feet, and move on. Okay, so that is pretty much what people admire about you. This pile is an alternate group for pile 3, or you could listen to it even if you listen to any of the other piles. But that is all I have for you in this reading, and keep going. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.